Hi, so I am Ashutosh Bhogra, and the title of this video is very odd, like why shouldn't you use a broker? I am a real estate agent, and me saying why wouldn't you use a real estate agent is like a little odd. But look, I've been recently looking for some properties for my own investment, a little outside Delhi and all that, and I went through so many brokers, and I actually ended up doing 2 transactions for myself, but it was very hard and I learned a lot of things, and I thought this is only in that area and maybe we are more matured and professional in South Delhi. But then I came back to Delhi and I started working with other brokers, and I started realizing these things are very common. I try not to do these things, but I learned more like why these things are important as a customer, because when you are a customer, you can see that viewpoint. Anyway, so there are 5 things that if you pay attention to, you will not fall into a trap or not get into a trouble with a broker, because basically a broker is someone who's guiding you. So you need to be able to trust him. You need to be able to depend on him when you start panicking or you are uncomfortable. You need somebody who can make you comfortable, but also at the same time guide you towards the right thing. And you basically don't want a very irresponsible kind of a person guiding you, right? I mean, you don't want a pilot who is sleeping while flying the plane. Right? So good. So I have the 5 reasons that you should not use a broker. Number 1, the easiest to also spot is if the broker is habitually late. This shows at least that he's careless and that he's going to make excuses or whatever. But this is going to happen later in the deal also. Yeah, things are not going to be completed on time and you're going to face problems. And if he's making excuses, but it's worse if he thinks it's okay, if he talks like, so he comes late, 15-20 minutes late, and he's like, let's go look at the properties. He doesn't apologize, he doesn't say I'm really sorry. And if it happens more than once or more than twice, then it's a very big red flag. You're going to face problems later on in the deal. The second thing is, and for me it was personally like more important when I was out there to buy something, or even as a seller, I mean, these are the things you should notice, that if the broker does not try to understand your needs, is not interested in what you're telling him about your lifestyle, about the problems you're trying to solve. Like if you're buying this particular property because you want to reduce your commute time and you don't want to be facing problems with where your kids can go to play, and he's like, yeah, come, let me show you this thing on the main road where your kids are not safe. You feel you already told him. So these are all red flags. He's not working for you if he's not trying to understand your needs. I would go as far as to say, if he's not even asking you difficult questions like why are you buying a property, why are you leaving the previous property, what makes you think you should buy in Greater Kailash or Vasant Vihar only? Is it closer to some place? How far is your kid's school? If he's not asking all these questions, he's probably just not so interested to help you out. Yeah, so you want a broker who's asking these questions, but at least when you're telling him your needs and wants, he's interested to know. Then he's working for you. Otherwise, how does he work for you? He's going to keep showing you random properties until you select one and he gets paid. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame a lot of people, but they're not trained in this either. But it also shows like a lack of common sense or carelessness about it. Okay, the third point is, if now you start looking at properties, or maybe you have started on a deal and you're checking paperwork or whatever, and if he does not keep you informed in general, so say you started looking for properties and now you guys are going and looking at 10 properties, and then he said, okay, fine, let me work on what you exactly need. I'm going to talk to the builder, let you know. Now it's been 5 days, there is no response. He's just busy, he's forgotten you or whatever. You could be reasonable and say, yeah, this happens, people get busy, he forgot, fine. But this thing is going to keep repeating even after the deal is done. You want to stay informed, because in these transactions, you start to panic. Prices increase, decrease. You might have paid some advance and you're like, what's happening? This has been happening with me, by the way. So I have to follow up the brokers and say, boss, I paid some money. What's next? What is really happening? And they come up with new things. Oh, sorry, now the thing has changed, this, that, and the other. So, if I had paid attention in the beginning, I would not be tagging along with a guy who who's going to do all of these things. So this is important. If it does not keep you informed, it's again a red flag. Now, this next thing applies to anyone in life, and the guy says he will do something and then doesn't do it. He says, I'll send you the information by this evening. He does not send it that evening, next morning, the next evening. He might have forgotten once, fine. You could warn him and say, look, boss, when you say something, please do it. But if he doesn't do it habitually, again, it shows a pattern there. It shows either he's careless or he's malicious, because either he's trying to hide something. I mean, it is all going to be very stressful for you later on, because you're going to keep thinking, is it like this? Is it like that? Am I being cheated? Am I being taken for a ride? Have they run away with my money? Although it is not very common, but you're going to get those feelings. So you don't want that. You're paying a brokerage, you're paying a commission, you're paying the service charges. You should get service. So the next thing is, the broker always has a bright idea why things couldn't be done as planned or as promised. So you had a thing that you were going to get 3 car parks and a private gate, and now he says, actually the thing is that cannot be done now. And then there was this other thing where, okay, so the builder will do central air conditioning for you, and now he says, the builder is saying it cannot be done, sorry, why, blah 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 blah. He's covering up things. Now in these cases, either the builder is a little problematic or the broker is. In either case, even if the builder is problematic, the broker should guide you and say, this guy is changing a little bit. It's your call, you want to go ahead or not, but we can take all the safeguards. But he should at least show you the red flag of the other party, the seller. And it's not just builders, it's any seller, or it's any buyer. If you are a seller and you're dealing with someone and the buyer was saying something else earlier and now he's saying something else. He was saying, I'll give you 50% down payment. Now he's saying, I'll give you 10% down payment. And the broker is has a bright idea about it, like why it is okay, why you should do it. You will see patterns, you will see all of these things. So there are 5 things again. Number 1, habitually late and thinks it is okay. Number 2, does not try to understand your needs, what problem you're solving, your lifestyle, what exactly is important to you. Number 3, he does not keep you informed in general. Number 4, he says he will do something and then doesn't do it repeatedly. Once or twice is okay, but you will see small things with these people. Number 5, he has a bright idea every time why we could not meet the promise, why we could not do the things. Alright, so as always, keep logged into my channel and let me know if there is anything else I can help you with. I'm developing some free resources. This is one of them maybe, and the idea is I help you as much as possible. And if you like the video, please like it, share it with your friends. I'd like to help as many people as possible, and also I would like to close as much business as possible. So if you need me, let me know.